Welcome back to the channel. Today we are with the 993 Generation 911 Targa with a one-off set of wheels that are some of the best you've ever seen in your life. The 993 Twin Grill Targa seen here is a fun car that represents the air-cooled community really well, but more on that in a little bit. When we come together to share our passions, our culture, our art, we're able to embrace and share the beauty of the things that we appreciate the most, friends and family. Our automotive families came together to have a great time, break bread, and share ideas under the same umbrella, and that's what brings us together, and that's what trust represents. At least that is my interpretation, but I don't think I'm that far off. The things that we value the most are what's common between all of us. So being all in together now is a shared vision between all the attendees of today's show. But let's take some time to talk about these cars, because the cars that showed up were all showstoppers. The sequential lineup between the Honda S2000 and this E30 spec, track spec BMW are what street dreams are made of. The concave wire alloy wheels had a period correct flair that brought you back to the explosive nature of the Nürburgring races of the 1980s and the 1990s. BMWs were well represented here at today's show, especially this vibrant blue F80 M3, which made noise at the Nürburgring when testing upon its release. But it's not only the BMWs, the German competitor Mercedes also had a strong showing here in Jersey City. While the newest AMG GT's detailed to perfection had you imagining the fastest lap times, you have the slammed VIP W126 coming to America Mercedes looking fresh right in front of a car the BBS boys would approve of in this brilliantly done E30 topless. One of my favorite cars at the show had my favorite wheels of all time, the TE37 Volks Rays Engineering 6-spoke wheels. But it's not always about the wheels, because sometimes a Citroën 2 Chevaux, or 2CV known in America, arrives at the show and you immediately have to become friends with the owner. What I loved mostly about the show was the attention to representation. There was not only Italian and German vehicles represented along with the lone French example at the show, but you had a strong Japanese car presence. I'm speaking for myself, but I started my car obsession with heavily modifying a Nissan Maxima. Seeing the Japanese cars helped me remember when I first became obsessed with modifying my car as a teenager. So seeing these pristine examples brought me back to the essence of my personal car journey. Seeing this Honda with the painted valve covers is a reminder that we love our cars and there's no detail as car enthusiasts that we are willing to overlook. Part of the culture that we embrace that makes us leaders in our fields is paying attention to the details. And the man that brought us together, the man of the hour.
Yes, sir.
Talk about making an entrance. This Lorenzer-kitted R129 Mercedes SL parked front and center next to Khalil's Mercedes estate, otherwise known as the W124 wagon, is making for an amazing presence. Speaking of non-sports cars, we were not only blessed with the presence of one classic Ford Bronco, but in the process, we got two Ford Broncos in amazing condition, and they were looking lovely. Seeing the presence of blue cars is always a wonderful thing. One car that never fails to disappoint, in a color similar to the blue Bronco, is this Concours winner and rally-driven factory-backed 1957 Porsche Speedster. This car and its driver were pivotal for the early development of the SCCA, otherwise known as the Sports Car Club of America. Across the country, this car was taken to victory at all the major tracks, stretching from mid-Ohio to the Bridgehampton race circuit. Another favorite of mine is the Rox Motorsports Mule that performs incredibly well and pays homage to the early air-cooled 911s that went racing at the world's most challenging circuits. This all-original Targa with the red leather was a beautiful sight to behold. The T-Tray spoiler on this SC perfectly complements this highly original car. Another favorite of mine is the Flat 6 Guards Red 991 Cabriolet, which was perfectly suited to complement today's perfect weather. In the shade, you have a car Gordon Murray famously drove with Ayrton Senna in order to draw inspiration for penning his overture with the McLaren F1. Seeing one in this magnificent color was a sight to behold. The great thing about the community? During times of trouble, we're always there for each other, and that's what I love about the car community right here in New Jersey. favorite parts of the day was seeing the Targa drum lineup. Drawing inspiration from Pebble Beach, Porsche race cars gathered on the lawn, so we decided to line up the 993 Targas. With only 2,442 Targas made in 1996, seeing one in person is incredibly difficult. So when you have 3 cars in amazing condition, what do? You line them up and take pictures. The Greenhouse Targa provides one of the most unique and modern body lines in Porsche design language. And as you can see here, this was an amazing experience. So after lots of pictures and appreciation about what was happening in front of me, it was time to line up the G-body cars, and this was my reaction. At the end of the day, the car show is about camaraderie more so than it is about the cars, because the friendships that you share are what really counts. One of the great sights to behold at the event was Speedster 37 driving in the Mural Arts District, when normally all photography of this car is reserved for the racetrack. Seeing the race car in the urban setting was absolutely amazing.
Take it easy.